Hi everyone, and welcome to a battle replay commentary of the Fay Enchantress's quest battle, the Battle of Elfincourt. You can see that the replay has named it the Forest's Fury, which is the unofficial name, I'm assuming, or maybe a kind of placeholder name when it is used as a replay, but yeah, the actual name or official name is the Battle of Elfincourt. You can see just how bad the default army is here. I'm also playing on very hard, so yeah, we just have a bunch of tier 2 and tier 1 units, and then our only tier 4 is the Grail Guardian. I mean, the Treb is okay, but yeah, the rest of the units there are pretty bad compared to Orion's army, which is just tier 3 units, tier 4 Dragon. You know, he's got his Wild Riders. Yeah, he's just loving life there. In fact, even the Great Stag Knights there are tier 4, so yeah, it's never a winning fight at the start, and it's very heavily RNG dependent. What I would recommend, or highly recommend, is you go back and watch me play this quest battle live, because you can get my full reactions. I actually felt dizzy by the end of it. It was so close. But it was so much fun, and I can't wait to do a bit of commentary over it. Obviously, it's not going to have the same effect, so that's why I recommend watching the video. However, let's jump into this one and have a look at maybe different strategies I could have done and how the battle played out. Alright, so I'm just going to pause right here. Now, deployment, we are literally just doing a kind of fairly standard-ish deployment where we've got cav on the sides, and then we're just lining up with our pilgrims and our peasant bowmen. At the back, of course, is the field trebuchet. I'm going to be aiming for the way watchers with the trebuchet the entire time. Now, you can see up here I do have this mod which shows the army gold value. Yeah, his army is 26,000, and my default army that the devs have given me is the 15,500. So you can already see how this is going to turn out. However, we are just pretty much waiting for King Luon to come. He appears on this corner of the map over here. Now, at the start of this mission, I'm not really sure that you can corner camp or anything like that, because their reinforcements do come through. But also, I don't think these reinforcements trigger until a certain number of these have been taken out. I'm not entirely sure. If any of you guys know, then please comment. But that is the deployment phase, so let's begin this extremely brutal and difficult battle. Alright, so the trebuchet is going to be taking the first shots, of course. Yeah, he's going to try and mobilize his army here. And yeah, that was a really bad shot to begin with, which is not great. But yeah, he's going to kind of go to the right here. Now, there's loads of different ways this start bit can turn out. I've put the anti-large here because this forest dragon comes in from this angle. So that's why I'm just mobilizing to the right a bit more. You can already see the Wayfarers are having their shots, so I decide straight away to send everyone in. On the left flank here, they are using their Wild Riders along with their Great Stags. So I'm just going to charge in with my Knights Errant. They aren't the best against these, but it is what it is, you know. You kind of just have to go for it here. We're just trying to deal as much damage as possible. Now, the dragon didn't actually decide to come over here in the end, which is quite annoying, because now we have to deal with him landing on, well, he's actually changing target now to go for the bowman over here, which he's just landing on just now. You can see how badly we've been charged into, and you can see pretty much the pilgrims break almost instantly there. Now, this is probably the best part about this, is I managed to sneak some of my knights through just round the back, or through this kind of gap here, and reach their way watchers at the back. And I think this was kind of pivotal, especially how this quest battle ends up finishing, with how much damage we do to these way watchers and the glade captain. So yeah, you can see now I'm just charging in from both sides, getting right onto the back there of all their archers. I'm trying to keep the Fay Enchantress as healthy as possible. Those poor archers are getting destroyed by that forest dragon. I'm also trying to send Reynard, who's the melee specialist, away. Yeah, and we see some wild riders come in from the back just to try and pick off my field trebuchet there. It's because they've got rid of those mounted yeomen pretty quickly. Now you can see my battle pilgrims here have just no chance at all, especially against war dancers. But in the back, we are loving life. We are in our element as the cav charge in again to take out these way watchers here. So yeah, really, really nice. This is definitely a pivotal moment. Trying to get rid of as many of these archers as possible. Oh, and then instantly you can see how the rest of the Wargrove come through, and this is just ridiculous. Like, we've got a level 40 Draika here. I'm only level 15 with this default army, so yeah, it's pretty unfair. But yeah, in come the eagles here. They're hitting into the knights. I mean, there's nothing we can do at that point. We're getting completely surrounded. So I'm just trying to pull back anybody that I can at this point. Yeah, the trebuchet is even gone there. My archers are getting chased off the map. So yeah, at this point we are suffering very badly. You can see here I'm trying to just sneak past these great stags, and I do kind of get past. You can see just my dead entities getting racked up. That's all the cav just running off now as well, even the Grail Guardians there. They've tried their best, are really not long for this world. But yeah, we're now getting chased. I have to turn around with the Paladin here. I try and turn back with the Fay Enchantress. So I do a buff onto him and try and just keep him healthy. I believe this is probably a healing one, is it? Yeah, it was a healing one, but you can just see how much damage everyone else has taken. They're all gone pretty much. And it's just then that Leon arrives on the scene. So if we just pause very briefly and just have a quick look over the map, yeah, you can see the kind of positioning everyone is in. I've got guys pretty much run off the map on all angles. The overall damage to the Way Watchers was actually pretty good in the end. Yeah, all things considered, my army did the best it could, but now it is time for Leon. Of course, he is NPC controlled, so I have no say in where he decides to go. You can see he's actually only level 1, which we've got a level 40 Orion and a level 40 Draika pack there. So yeah, again, the devs aren't very kind on this one. So it is a challenge, and like I say, it's very RNG dependent, this. Oh, but I do love that scene of them just coming in. Oh, that is so cool. The Hippogriffs and the Pegasus Knights, of course. Yeah, that's really cool. So we managed to run down the Great Stags there, which were just chasing my two lords. There's a Great Eagle who decides to skip everybody and come in for the Fay Enchantress as well. And this is where the huge battle comes in, where the Wargrave come through with Draika, of course, leading the charge. They've got Zotes right at the front. And actually, one of the scariest units in the entire thing is this Codil right here. This guy right here is a pain. And you'll see why in a minute. They've also got Shannon at the back there, who's just plinking away. Yeah, you can see the damage. It's going down nicely. Of course, we've got Royal Pegasus Knights there. And Leon is just deciding where he wants his units. So yeah, we're kind of pushing through to here. I charge in with the Fay Enchantress. Not really something you want to do. So you can see the clicks, the furious clicks back there to try and get her back out of that. because I do see the dogs coming in as well. But yeah, not too much of an issue. Now that we got a bit lucky here with Orion kind of heading off this way. I think he was maybe chasing some units back there. So it does mean that we can just kind of deal with these Wargrave of Woe units with just what we can, because otherwise we would have got completely surrounded if he decided to just join in right now. Yeah, you can see the Treekin are coming through. It's an absolute brutal battle. See right in the middle of all this is Luon, but he gets absolutely destroyed by Codal. It's actually just unreal how strong Codal is. He just demolishes Luon here. I think I throw a heal onto him. Yeah, there we go. There goes the heal. I did a life bloom, a regrowth, and the favour of the Fae, and yeah, that's just not enough. And Luon decides that's me out. So really bad situation going forward. And I think if you watch this video when I'm doing it live, I'm panicking big time at this point because I'm thinking there's just no chance we win this. You can see Drika's pushing forward, just trying to attack the Fay Enchantress here, so we do manage to like push through past some of these Grail Knights, which is very kind of them to charge in just at the right time. Yeah, there's a blob of just units over here. I'm not really sure what Luon's tactics. I think he was literally just charge in and hope for the best. It's his tactics as an NPC. But yeah, we have a pretty okay right now, and this is where the kind of eternal battle begins between Drika and Codal here, and Luon just, yeah, he's just not very good at all. Like I say, level 1, maybe if it was level 40, maybe to hold his own a bit more. Yeah, I'm trying to charge into the rear Drika there. The Paladin is trying to do his best against her. Codal right in the middle here, using spells and whatever else he's doing. It's an absolute carnage battle. If we could just look over here, yeah, the Wild Riders are coming up behind the mounted Yeoman archers here. And Orion is kind of just hovering around, which is still a good thing that he's just kind of hovering. In the background, I think we're actually winning fights in the background, which is pivotal. You know, these Grail Guardians here just pushing back these Dryads, and some very useful Knights of the Realm there, just cleaning up the Way Watchers right at the back, including those Knights of the Realm. So I think overall Luon has done actually pretty well, all things considered, for NPC. But yeah, so it's really just this fight in the middle. There's a Treekins here, there's the Malevolent Tree Man. I've lost Codal there. Did Codal go down already? I don't think he did. No, I don't think so, because I think I take Drika out first, and then Codal. Oh, there he is. He's just hiding in the trees, of course. He's a tree man, he's in the trees. Yeah, other tree man's having his shot on Luon now, and Luon just decides, yeah, we'll go for a charge then, but we're only at 1,000 health. And now we're down to 600. Yeah. Oh, we did get Drika at this point. Oh, and now we're down to 165. And that's not great, is it? Because the Treeman really is just going to finish you off. Yeah, I did trace Drika here. I do want to get rid of her. And down she goes. Which is perfect. Now you can see we are starting to blob a bit more. The Forest Dragon's in the back there. And at this point, of course, we are trying to surround Codal here, who's also joined by their archer here. I've forgotten the name. Arden there is just kind of in the mix as well. And there's the Treeman at the back. Now we do get lucky with some of our other Royal Pegasus Knights coming in. We do need the anti-large on Codal. In the background, yeah, this is the one thing that confused me in the middle of this battle was Orion just kind of chills out over here. I think we just got lucky with some of the Knights of the Realm being chased off, and yeah, he's just wanting to chase them. And because if Orion joined in on this fight right now, it would just be game over pretty much instantly, because he'd be just charging into the rear here, and yeah, there'd be no chance at all. You can just see how close it is even at this point. And yeah, I'm freaking out at this point in the other video, but yeah, you can just see, oh, look, we're getting attacked by the Glade captain there as well. But I do manage to just run into the Knights of the Realm, who managed to take the charge there. But yeah, behind us is the Forest Dragon now, which I realise with the Fay Enchantress. So I do try and run away. You can see just how scary that is coming up behind. Again, I'm trying to run into some other units so that it charges into them instead. But on this side, yeah, I mean, we're still doing damage. We're doing our best. There's the Forest Dragon chasing Fay Enchantress through the trees. I'm thinking, run, run. But yeah, again, we just get lucky. I think it's just lucky here. If these Hippogriff Knights and the Pegasus Knights didn't come in and charge this Forest Dragon right now, the Fay Enchantress, or me controlling the only unit I have, yeah, would be in great danger right there. But yeah, very lucky. Huge damage on that. They do actually come over and charge as well. It's perfect. The Royal Hippogriff Knights now going in for the Treeman, which is perfect too. And yeah, that dragon gets absolutely surrounded. Love to see it getting taken down at this point. And you can see pretty much now we have two separate battles going on. There's a mini battle going on over there, and this is where the meat of our battles. But look at everybody's HP. It's just crazy, you know? Like, just how how do we do this? Like, these guys are literally on 500 HP. There's guys leaving and then they're coming back in. There's units over there randomly, yeomen that probably chase someone off the map. It's at this point that some of the malevolent treemen, or is it the malevolent treemen, or there's so many units I can't even see. Yeah, I mean, it's just mental how crazy this is. Yeah, I mean, they're ganging up on the treatment now, and Kodal thankfully is now kind of taking it from every. Oh, even the Forest Dragons joined in here. This fight here, just crazy, just crazy. Yeah, Kodal's here on the left. Another charge comes in. He's pretty good at his charges, is Luon. There comes another charge. And then behind us is the rest of the yeomen, which is actually perfect timing. Because, yeah, these guys don't like to be charged into the rear, of course. He's got his exposed flank. And yeah, we're just trying to bring Kodal down here. We're just chasing the last of the Arden over there, who's the wizard. And, yeah, this is finally a winning fight over here. Now, I did put the Fay Enchantress in danger there, which I definitely shouldn't have. I think I do pop a heal, yeah. Yeah, these two are down to 1,300 and 800. And I think they're just chasing off the very last of the units, so the timing on this again, just very lucky. That they kind of chased units off there, and you can see on the mini-map just how many of their units they still have up at the moment, and then just look at the units that we have and the casualties that have been sustained. Yeah, it's not looking great. You can even see the gold value. We're only at 5,000 and they're almost what's that, 8,000. Yeah, I can't do the quick maths, but yeah, quick maths, 8,000-ish. So yeah, it's pretty bad. But down goes Kodal, down goes the Treeman. And so we have the final Hail Mary fight. After all that brutal battling going on there. Forest Dragon, Kodal, everybody. You can see on the minimap, we're kind of coming around. We're coming for you, Orion. But yeah, he just has his archers scare those guys away. Yeah, this is what we are left with. On this side, some extremely beaten up units. I mean, these Hippogriff Knights literally have 200 HP. Compared to his pretty healthy army here. War Dancers, Spears, and Archers. But I just charge in, go for it. Grail Knights right at the front. Really nice actually from the Grail Knights there. Huge charge, you can see them getting knocked back. The Hippogriff Knights landing onto Orion. This is pretty nice. He does his dog ability, I've forgotten the name of it. It's Hounds of Kronos, isn't it? Hounds of Orion. Yeah, they're over to the side there. They do hit some of the Grail Knights. Trying to charge in with the Fay Enchantress. trying to provide a bit of the leadership as well. Look how bad this is. It just looks completely losing. So scary looking. Really is like a last stand moment, this. And you can just see from here we're at 3,600 and they're at 5,500 for the gold value. We are just completely Hail Mary at this point. A charge comes in, Pegasus Knights again. Perfect charge that on the War Dancers. Instantly makes them flee. That's what we like to see. Still hovering with the Fay Enchantress. Unfortunately, the Hippogriff Knights here have 43 HP. I think Orion is going to take them out any second. We do get the War Dancers, yeah, they're the same ones, the Blade Singers just here. It's so scary. It's really scary. And then some of their units start to come back. They're coming for a charge. I see the charge, so I've put the Fay Enchantress there. I managed to scare the Wild Riders back before the charge. It's just crazy. This is just absolutely crazy. This fight is just so close. You can see we are down to, in fact, we are pretty much exactly the same now. 2,200, probably about 2,202 once these two have added up. He now chases the Fay Enchantress here. You can see he's just trying to get to her. But yeah, again, a bit of luck with the Hippogriff Knights just getting in the way. Yeah, he's still chasing her, I think. No, he's going for someone else now. The mounted yeoman there. So I'm chasing, or trying to help take out these Blade Singers over here. And that's when he obviously tries to chase me again. You can see just where we're at with units now. The Hippogriff Knights with 382. The Grave Guardians, they're the kind of MVPs right now with the 1,450 health. And I'm still getting chased. And at this point, this is the scariest thing that happens right now. Is this Fay Enchantress is about to leave. And I really panic. Because I go in, look at the HP of everyone. We've got some Knights of the Realm. We've just got random units left. And I'm completely panicking because we've got a 2,400 HP Orion here. But yeah, we go for this. You can see my leadership is down to 9. And those Hippogriff Knights are trying their best. And it's just so scary. She's down to -4 now, and I'm trying my best to try and micro her, but there she goes. I cannot believe at this point she is fleeing. And I thought, that is completely... This has to be it, because it even grazed my name out, and I thought, well, that's GG, because that's my only unit, and, well, Leon's only got the Grail Guardians, really, and some Mounted Yeomen and some Knights of the Realm. And at this point, you're just thinking, there's just no way. And, I mean, the charge that comes in on these Blade Singers, perfect timing on the Yeomen again, just to get rid of them, so that the Yeomen just switch over to Orion just now. And by an absolute miracle, the Fay Enchantress is about to come back. There she is. And it comes back off of grey. Just look at the numbers here. We're at 308, 634. And he's got 1,000. I just can't believe that we are still holding on. Now, we do have some Knights of the Realm. We've got our Grail Guardians, and those Mounted Yeomen are unfortunately no longer... able to fight, because obviously they're trying their best against the Rhine there, but it's just crazy to me how close this is. It really is crazy how close this is. Now, he comes straight for the Fay Enchantress. So what do? Well, I have to micro to make sure that he doesn't, because he would definitely one-shot her here. So I'm coming round, I see the Grail Guardians, and I see them trying to kind of push around these War Dancers, so I'm thinking, right, I need to just pull Orion into these two units. And it's at this point that he turns around with his Knights of the Realm, which is perfect again, because it's going to stop him from charging. And that manages to just pick him up there. So he takes the hit on that. They're gonna go down. And you can just see, I'm just trying to hover with these Grail Guardians. Now, if I didn't have these Grail Guardians here, who, well, and the Knights of the Realm who are anti-large, but the Grail Guardians, of course, who are pretty strong, you know, they're anti-infantry, living saints. They have the magical attacks as well. If I did not have these as my final bit of support, then I just wouldn't be able to do this, I don't think. I just wouldn't. But you can see here we're at 700 and we're at 700 too, so it's still equal at this point. At this point, I'm freaking out. And the Grail Guardians and the Knights of the Realm finally come in onto Orion. And they're going to try and push him back here. And I'm panicking still because he's hitting the Knights of the Realm, he's hitting the Grail Guardians. But they are doing their best. Oh yeah, and at that point as well, I put down the Favour of the Fay. Now, that is crucial because it gives us 40 extra attack. So you can see we're all the way up to 90, which is just what we needed at this moment of the battle. It's just, I've honestly never had a battle this close before. It's so crazy how close this was. And I will play it out in a second, but you can see he's now down to 181 and he's down to 420 HP. And you can just see from the stats, Leon is almost at 1,000 kills. I've lost 800 of my units. It's just crazy. The damage to goal value for me was rubbish. You know, 12,000 compared to 36,000 on Leon. It's just crazy. But if you watch this play out, as the Fay Enchantress watches over, the last of the units on the entire battlefield, as Orion falls to the ground, and that is that. You can see at this point, there it is, a Pyrrhic victory. Wow, what a battle that is. Just so many parts of it lined up. Obviously, I couldn't control Leon's army. I couldn't decide where he was going to go. Yeah, I mean, doing this live really gave me like a head rush. I just felt amazing. It just felt so close. There isn't really much you can do strategy-wise that's different here. You know, the way their army comes in, the places that Orion attacks over here, but then Leon as well is attacking here and here. You can't really decide on where that's going to be. But yeah, let's just have a final look at how my original army did. Useless, basically. I mean, they got the Way Watchers, which was pretty good, I suppose. Because if they weren't, or if they were still around at the end of this fight, then yeah, they'd probably be not so pretty. But yeah, overall not great. But obviously on the Bretonnian Leon's reinforcement side, then of course his Grail Guardians here doing crazy work, crazy damage as well. Yeah, you can see there 18,000, 15,000. Yeah, this was MVP, of course, those two units, along with the Hippogriff Knights as well. But on this side as well, you know, 12,000 damage, 4,000. It's just absolute miracle that I won this fight. It really is. And yeah, like I said, Codil, who I mentioned multiple times, 22,000 damage from that one unit. Yeah, what a fight that is. Really good. And like I said, if you haven't already, go and watch me play that live and just hear my reaction in here. I just kind of freak out over it. But yeah, what a battle that is. Really glad it was recorded and really glad I could upload that replay and do a bit of commentary over it as well. And so if you enjoyed this, then please like, comment and subscribe. And I shall see you all in the next one. Bye for now.